When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes your duty. Our ancestors did 1916 to get what we have now. It's up to us to pass on that to our children and grandchildren, because if these bastards get it, we're doomed. So this is a wake-up call for any of you staunch Sinn Féin supporters out there. They are no good. They have flip-flopped more times than Gandhi's flip-flop. So be under no illusion, they are not going to save the country. They voted with the government to take woman and mother out of the Constitution. They voted with the government for harsher COVID. They voted with the government to take the definition of family out of the Constitution. And they also voted for the hate speech bill. And now they've flip-flopped on that. So do not trust Sinn Féin. They're a shower of useless idiots. Good evening, folks. I never thought I'd be back in this building. For any of you who don't know me, I'm Paul Carvin. I'm from Donegal originally. I was reared down in Dromellard and out in Anniart, out by Oran there. And I also served 8 years in the army barracks just behind us when I was in the Defence Forces. I moved to Carrickmacross in '82, and as you know, we're having big issues in Carrickmacross with the same problem. Migrants loitering everywhere, intimidating people, women don't feel safe, kids can't go into the playground. If this happens here, it's going to be the exact same as Carrickmacross. Right, we were in Carrick on Monday with Peadar Tobin from Aon2, had a public meeting. And we got a bit of information off him. He has ideas about immigration, housing and all the rest of that stuff. Just the same routine all over the place. But he did tell us that any citizen from the EU that enters another EU country, if they don't have means of supporting themselves by 90 days, they have to be deported. So look at all the Roma gypsies and all the other scoundrels that's in the country for years, who are living on the dole for years plus. They should be deported long ago. 90 days they were given, and it's not been enforced. 85% of the Roma gypsies in Ireland do not work. The other 15 that do is cash in hand. The recent unemployment figures came out there a couple of weeks ago. Out of all the unemployed in Ireland, 31% are foreign nationals who have been long-term unemployed. That's a disgrace. So for all the tax slaves out there, not working class, tax slaves, that's where your money's going. Plus this racket. This is a big money racket for certain individuals. So this is where your money's going. On the plus side for immigration, the non-nationals that have come to Ireland, who have made a life for themselves, bought their houses, raising their families, going to work, paying the taxes, that's what we want to see. Not the lazy scoundrels that you see lying around the streets. Now we did ask Peadar Tobin about his stance on immigration. He says it's chaotic, it's not working, and it needs some severe changes. So we did say that John actually said it with Niall's podcast. There's a few TDs in the Dáil, Karen Nolan, Ken Flynn and himself. Why don't some of the TDs come out in some of the marches with the people? His answer was he's afraid of being compromised by some of the fringe parties. Right? He doesn't want to jeopardise his position. But I told him that if he came out with the people on the marches, people would see the elected TDs on the marches, and they can't call them far right or racist, just us tax slaves. So if they come out the march, more people would join on the marches and get a bigger crowd going, and the government have to take notice, but he said he couldn't for fear of jeopardising his position. Next we go on to the landlords. Right, you all know the money they're making. You can see it in Carrickmacross, the mansions, the cars. And I said to Philip Dwyer when we done the protest in Carrickmacross, I hope the money keeps them warm, because they're getting a frosty reception from the people in Carrickmacross, and it's happening now at the minute. Shops are refusing to serve them. They don't want that dirty money. Yeah. And as I said in Carrickmacross a couple of weeks back, I hope that every generation that bears their name is forever tarnished because of their actions. And I will tell my grandchildren, if you see their grandchildren, remind them where they got their dirty money from. Another thing we have to talk about is this new planning laws that came into force a couple of months back, where your granny could build a wee modular home in the back garden. That wasn't for your granny so your kids could take over the family home. That's for this rubbish. So they don't have to get planning permission for non-residential buildings. That's what that was for. Also, Jim O'Callaghan announced a few weeks ago he wants to bring in facial recognition technology into Ireland before the end of the year. As well as that, hate speech has to be in the next 6 weeks according to the EU, or we're going to get fined. Right, that's 3. EU is organising digital currency by October, November. So you know where this is leading. This is leading to a totalitarian regime. And we are the testing ground for Europe. Nowhere else have I heard these stuff's going on anyway, only here in Ireland. So we have to say no, resist this at all costs. So my advice to you, take your monies out of the bank, just leave your standing orders and your direct debits. Leave the banks nothing. And as well as that, because of these planning laws, all this stuff's been ramped up. Have you noticed how many of these iPass centres has been announced all around the country? It is really getting out of hand. And the quicker we stop these, and the quicker we stop the hate speech, they can't stop us talking about this. If they get that in, we can't say boo.
That's a dictatorship.
Exactly. Now we get on to the empty suits, the politicians and the councillors. Right? Peter O'Hanlon, on the night we had the meet with Matt Carty in Carrickmacross, went on the Jerry Ryan wannabe show, Joe Finnegan in Northern Sound, and said that Carrickmacross was safe. Right? We went to the meet with Matt Carty, and the crowd we had was unbelievable. There was at least 500 people. You couldn't get any more in the door. And he was bombarded with questions, complaints, and he never answered one or addressed any complaint. So this is a wake-up call for any of you staunch Sinn Féin supporters out there. They are no good. They have flip-flop more times than Gandhi's flip-flop. So be under no illusion, they are not going to save the country. They have voted with the government to take woman and mother out of the Constitution. They voted with the government for harsher COVID. They voted with the government to take the definition of family out of the Constitution. And they also voted for the hate speech bill. And now they've flip-flopped on that. So do not trust Sinn Féin. They're a shower of useless idiots. When it comes to the councillors, the Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, same as Carrickmacross, where are they? Where are they? Hiding under the rocks behind the party line. No good. If they're not going to do the job that they're elected to do, resign. Get out. You're no good. Same with the politicians we have in the Dáil. And this is one of my favourite people I love to hate, right? As a former soldier, it galls me to see that T-boy, incompetent, college dropout, simple Simon Harris, reviewing professional soldiers going out on a mission overseas, away from the families for 6 months in hostile territory. It galls me to see that clown inspecting them. I've seen more brains than a head of cabbage, and that's a fact. But every one of you is here that gets up in the morning, does your shift. As far as the government are concerned, you're not more than tax slaves. Go to work, get a quarter of what you earn taken off you. And these clowns will squander on this, making millionaires out of tramps. That's where your money's going. Think about this, everywhere you spend your money, it's going towards this. The only thing there's no tax on is the food you eat. Everything else is taxed, and it's going towards this. And then they tell you, we're a wealthy nation. We're a wealthy country. We're in debt to the tune of €242 billion. That's 40 grand for every man, woman and child in this country. But we're a wealthy country. So when the arse falls out of this, who's going to pick up the can? The tax slaves of Ireland, again. So what I'm saying to you is resist this. Resist it, resist it, resist it. Camp down there, camp down the back gates. Do not let them in. Because if they get in here, start taking the kids out of the schools. It's not safe. I've seen a quote today, and I think it's very apt. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes your duty. Our ancestors did 1916 to get what we have now. It's up to us to pass on that to our children and grandchildren, because if these bastards get it, we're doomed. We're doomed. Right lads, that's me finished. I'm going to hand you over to John Wilson here. Ireland is full, no iPass in Blaney.
So it's really important to share these videos with your friends and family. Let's get the Irish diaspora seeing this. Let's get everybody in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Canada, America, Australia seeing these videos. Share it everywhere. That's the very least you can do. And if you want to get involved in real life political action, you can join as a member of Shield na HÉireann, Ireland's fastest growing political movement. I am the leader. My name is Niall McConnell. And if you want to get involved in real life political action, join now. There's a link in the description to join. You can join from anywhere, from Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, America, Canada, Australia. No matter where you are, you can join. Get involved now. Be a part of our community. So that's it, everybody. Please share these videos with your friends and family. Join as a member now. Get involved in real life political action. If you like all the flags that you've seen, we handed out a good few flags today. Now paid for by you. At every protest we go to, we're handing out as many flags as we can. So chip into our flag fund, join as a member. God bless us all. Aaron go bra.